Picture this, July 2018, my ex-girlfriend and I on a mountain climbing trip for her birthday. I had been battling a lingering illness prior to the trip, and my usual gym routine had fallen by the wayside. My fitness level was at an all-time low, but I was determined not to let it spoil the fun. She wanted to climb an extreme mountain, a daunting 4-hour trek that ended with a steep climb into an abandoned slate mine at the peak. It was a challenge that would have been thrilling on any other day, but knowing my physical state, I had reservations. However, it was her birthday, and back then I had a hard time setting boundaries, so I agreed to the climb. The journey started off well. We were part of a lively group guided by mountain experts. Everything was fun and games until we reached the finish stretch. Halfway up the steep climb to the slate mine, I hit a wall. I couldn't catch my breath and my body was screaming for a break. I found a rock to sit on, took a deep breath and admitted to my ex, "I'm struggling. I need to rest for a few minutes." What happened next was a shock. She looked at me like I wasn't even there, said nothing, and continued the climb without even batting an eyelid without me. I watched in disbelief as she disappeared into the distance. One by one, the rest of the group passed me, their expressions a mix of concern and confusion. I felt deep sense of embarrassment, but I was too out of breath to even care. I mustered the last of my strength and made it to the peak all by myself with no support. Yet, as I sat there alone struggling to catch my breath, I didn't think she had done anything wrong. This was my perception of love at the time. Welcome back to The Love Fix. My name is Nick, and in today's video, I'm going to discuss how my fucked up idea of love led to my breakup and how that led me to a much healthier way of thinking about love. Stick around because this may explain why your relationship ended, but more importantly, how to preserve future relationships so you don't have to go through a breakup again. If today's video is not enough for you and you need my help getting through your heartbreak situation, hit the link in the description below to book your one-to-one coaching session with me. Let's find out how to change your idea of love. Let's fast forward to August 2023. I had begun dating my now girlfriend. However, we need to rewind just a little bit for context. There was a period between my ex and my current relationship where I embarked on a journey of self-improvement. I sought therapy, submerged myself in books that could enhance my self-understanding, and I even launched a YouTube channel, the one you're listening to now, to share my experiences and to give guidance. I've also just written a book entitled Breaking Up with Your Breakup, a counterintuitive remedy for heartbreak, detailing my journey from heartache to healing. This book is now on sale on Amazon, guys, so if you're interested, there will be a link in the description below. Hit it and pick up your copy. This book isn't just a guide of getting you from heartache to happiness, it will help you with that, but rather it's a book that's going to teach you how to think, not just what to think. Now I've plugged my book, which I will be doing a lot in upcoming videos, we'll get back to the video. If you want me to stop plugging it, just go and pick up a copy. You'll be doing me a great service and I will love you forever. Anyway, back to the video. The old version of me, who had mistaken a toxic relationship for love, had transformed. However, as we know, change isn't easy. There was still some of my old self clinging to the familiar. I was apprehensive about what a healthy relationship should look like, due to the scars and fears from my past relationship. So when my current relationship began, I found myself in unknown waters. For the first time, I was not in a relationship ruled by anxiety. Let's just say this was a new experience for me, a serene sea after a life filled with tempestuous waters. It felt boring. That's because for a long period, I had confused anxiety's chaos with the excitement of love. The absence of anxiety in my new relationship was perplexing to say the least. My healing internal wounds were screaming at me. "This isn't love. We're not anxious. What's wrong with her?" they echoed. But the truth was, nothing was wrong. For the first time, I was in a relationship that was safe, stable, and healthy. The lack of drama, the absence of extreme highs and lows, it felt foreign to me. But here's the reality. Love isn't supposed to be a roller coaster ride. Love is not supposed to leave you drained, anxious, and questioning your worth. Love should be a sanctuary, a nurturing environment where you can grow and flourish. So, as I navigated this new relationship, I had to discard my old beliefs. I had to understand that the absence of anxiety did not indicate the absence of love. On the contrary, it was the presence of authentic, nurturing love. But here's the twist. There was nothing wrong with her. The relationship was safe. It was stable and healthy. You see, my past experiences had distorted my perception of love. I'd always associated love with anxiety, with a constant state of unease. For me, love was a steep mountain climb, a struggle to the peak, but the truth was, it didn't have to be. It was during this time that I stumbled upon Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believed that our perceptions of events rather than the events themselves determine our reality. And my reality had been a constant state of anxiety, of being on edge, because that's what I had perceived love to be. I realized that love wasn't about a constant struggle or anxiety. Love wasn't about leaving someone behind on a mountain climb because they couldn't keep up. Love was about being there for each other, supporting each other, and accepting each other as we are. Love was about feeling safe and secure, not anxious and on edge. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." And I found my strength in this realization. I found strength in understanding that my perception of love had been wrong and that I had the power to change it. I began to see my relationship with my girlfriend in a new light. It wasn't lacking at all. It was simply different from what I had known. It was healthy. It was stable. It was safe. And for the first time ever, I understood what it meant to be in a healthy relationship. This was my epiphany. This was the moment I realized that I had been conflating love with anxiety. But now I was beginning to understand that they were not the same. I was beginning to understand that love was not about the steep mountain climb, but about the journey together. I had conflated love with anxiety, but I was beginning to understand that they were not the same. Now, envision a different peak. My now girlfriend and I on a hike. Like the first mountain, I had been ill leading up to the trip. Just poor timing, I guess. Battling the aftermath of COVID-19, I found myself grappling with fitness limitations and breathing troubles. The scene mirrored the first mountain where I had to take a break, just like on the first mountain with my ex-girlfriend, to regain my breath. This triggered my anxiety from the first climb with my ex. I turned to my now girlfriend and suggested, "Proceed without me, I'll catch up." That was my trauma from the first mountain speaking. I was about to brutally understand how fucked my idea of love was. My girlfriend stared back at me, her eyes filled with confusion and a little bit of anger. She said, "We started this together. We'll finish this together. You're my partner and I look after you." 4 long years, I had convinced myself that the events of the first mountain was normal, but I was hit with a stark revelation that my perception of love was skewed due to past traumas and a lack of boundaries. My understanding of love had been distorted until this moment. Overcoming the shadows of the past and battling my own insecurities, I began to find myself functioning as a team, nurturing a solid relationship, grasping the core of a healthy relationship through shared hurdles. When we reached the apex of the second mountain, I grasped the true meaning of being in a wholesome relationship. Now ask yourself this. What does love look like to you? Is it a whirlwind of feelings, a constant state of anxiety, or a peaceful, stable connection that nurtures your growth? We often confuse intensity with intimacy, drama with dynamism, and obsession with care. But true love is not losing yourself to someone else. It's about finding yourself in someone else's presence. Our relationships are mirrors reflecting our deepest selves. They reveal our fears, insecurities, hopes, and dreams. As we journey through life, we inevitably encounter heartbreaks, but these are not dead ends. Instead, they are stepping stones leading us towards self-awareness and personal growth. When we experience a breakup, we tend to focus on the pain and the loss. We get swept up in the storm of emotions and forget to see the silver lining. But believe it or not, breakups are opportunities disguised as endings. They are wake-up calls nudging us to reassess our perceptions of love and relationships. Breakups are not about losing someone. They are about finding ourselves. They push us out of our comfort zones and force us to confront our vulnerabilities. They challenge our beliefs and help us redefine our understanding of love. And in doing so, they pave the way for healthier, more fulfilling relationships. So let's shift our focus from the heartbreak to the lessons it brings. Let's take a step back and reflect on our past relationships. What patterns do we notice? What have we learned about ourselves? How have we grown and changed? In the grand scheme of things, it's not about reaching the peak of a relationship, but about who we become along the way. It's about the resilience we develop, the wisdom we gain, and the love we cultivate within ourselves. It's about transforming our wounds into wisdom and our pain into power. So let's embrace our breakups as blessings. Let's see them as catalysts for self-discovery and growth. And let's remember that every ending is just a new beginning in disguise. Remember, a breakup can be a blessing in disguise, offering a chance for growth and self-improvement. After all, it's not about reaching the peak, but who we become along the way. That's all I've got for today. If you've liked today's video, I'd really appreciate it if you hit like and subscribe. And if you need my help with your personal breakup situation, you can hit the link below and book your coaching session. If that's not enough, you can order my book. As I said, I'm going to plug the shit out of it. So if you hit the link in the description, go to Amazon, order yourself a copy. That will help you through this very, very bad time you're going through. That's all I've got for today. You are enough. You are going to be okay. And I will see you on the other side.